the inauguration of Andrew Jackson. Fellow citizens, about to undertake the arduous duties that I have been appointed to perform by the choice of a free people, I avail myself of this customary and solemn occasion to express the gratitude which their confidence inspires and to acknowledge the accountability which my situation enjoins. While the magnitude of their interest convinces me that no thanks can be adequate.
Mr. President, hey. Congratulations, shake my hand.
Nice to meet you.
Mr. President,
hey.
Sign my forehead, Mr.
Sign
President.
Forehead, of course.
Yes, Mr. Jackson, sign my forehead. I cannot believe your heroism in the War of 1812, Mr. President. Congratulations,
hey,
I'm so excited.
I love my country.
So excited, Mr. President.
Jackson's duel with Charles Dickinson.
Hello, Dickinson.
Mr. President, it's good to finally meet you.
It's good to meet you, too. Would you be interested in making a bet on this fine day?
I would. What would you like to bet on, Mr. President?
This fine horse race in front of us right here.
Ah, I see. I will be placing my bet on the gray and red-lighted steed, Kawa.
That is a fine steed indeed.
It's a fine horse. You'll be hard-pressed to find a better one, Mr.
I
President.
think I have, Dickinson. I will be placing my bet on the black, beautiful steed, Noah.
3, 2, 1, go!
Come on, Noah. Come on, Noah. I win!
What was that?
Yes!
You're a cheater.
I am not a cheater.
Your wife is a bigamist.
Let's duel on that.
Right here, right now.
Let's do
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Turn. Guns ready. Shoot.
Ah!
Peggy Eaton affair.
Hey girl, have you heard about Peggy's recent marriage? Less than a year after her husband, Justin Timberlake, died? And to John Eaton, the Secretary of War.
Wow, what a wench.
Peggy, I know what you're going through. My wife Rachel also went through this controversial stage of her life.
Really, Mr. President? I didn't know that.
Yes, of course, Peggy. I'll take care of those bad cabinet members and their wives. Don't worry about it.
Thank you, Mr. President. Mr. President, you wanted to see us?
Yes, I have. I have heard what your wives say about Peggy Eaton. She's a fine woman, and I cannot allow this in my cabinet. I'm gonna have to ask you to resign.
You cannot make me resign over such a silly matter.
I have the power. Indian Removal Act of 1830.
We need this Indian Removal Act because it's going to save them. Without this, they will be utterly annihilated in land struggles and conflict. This will give them one safe place that is undisputedly theirs.
But it's racist genocide.
No, your racist genocide. Me and my Navajo brothers travel west to Oklahoma. Kicked off our land. Sad.
My God, the economy is so good. I think our citizens can take some more taxes. That way I can use those funds and pay off the national debt.
I hate these new taxes that President Jackson has imposed in the year of 1834. This is just detrimental to my ability to be happy.
Nullification crisis.
What in tarnation is this here tariff passed by President Jackson? This here is offensive to our southern state, South Carolina. Our economy will be devastated by this here tariff. This is unconstitutional. I do not like this.
This is absurd. South Carolina, you must pay this tariff. Congress, I need your approval for me to use federal troops to enforce this tariff on South Carolina.
Yes, you can use federal troops to enforce this tariff.
This here compromise tariff of 1833 will gradually reduce the tariff over the next decade.
Yes, sir.
I can agree to these terms.
Jackson recognizes Texas's independence. I, Andrew Jackson, formally recognize the Republic of Mexico, independent from Mexico.
President Andrew Jackson has formally recognized the Republic of Texas as its own independent nation. That's great, because Mexico still doesn't. President Jackson, given all the controversies surrounding Texas right now, and your chance to admit them to the Union, why haven't you?
Well, there's a lot of sectional tension based on the idea of slavery, and I feel like to hold that back, I don't want to admit them into the Union yet.
Thank you for your time, Mr. President.
Of course. Species circular. Hello, Secretary of Treasury Levi Woodbury. I need you to create an executive order that stops all use of paper money to buy land.
Yes, Mr. Jackson. I will have that done as soon as possible.
Good.
This species circular is driving down the price of my cotton, and I can't sell it. If we're not careful, this here's gonna lead to a panic. You mark my words. I'm an angry southerner from Alabama.
Pet banks. Geez, I really do hate that Bank of the United States. I already put all the money from that into 8 separate pet banks. Now I'm gonna veto the renewal of it. I hope it just dies, honestly.
What? What the?